What is good, you guys? If you guys don't know me, my name's Isaac and I post a new video on my wrestling channel every single day, Monday through Friday. So check me out. Normally today I do me on Monday, but I don't know if you guys can tell, but I may look a little different because your boy just hit 1,000 subscribers. Alright, so it's kind of lit. I'll give you guys the details on how to enter into that at the end of the video, but to start off, I'm going to give you guys a little story. And it takes place, the year is 2016. I was a senior in high school. Kind of stupid, but living my life, right? It was like the beginning of the season, so we didn't have the extra 2 pounds, and we had to go to like a travel tournament, right? And we didn't go to many travel tournaments. We only went to like 1 or 2 a year. So it was kind of a big deal. My senior year, I was wrestling 145, weighing like 160, 157. And for me, it was kind of a big cut. I would only wait like 2 or 3 days before and start cutting like an idiot. And it was always a struggle making weight. This particular time, like the day of, like I was spitting in a bottle. I was sitting in hot tubs. I skipped class. Like I was doing all the wrong things, all the lazy ways to cut weight. And I looked like a complete skeleton. I looked like I could not look any less healthy. You know what I mean? So I'm starving. My mouth's dry. We had to take this stupid bus to Venice, Florida. I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's shitty. So we get there that Friday, and we wrestle, and like whatever. I used to always bring like a huge cooler full of food and shit, and like of course like after each of my matches, like I just completely binge because they were like difficult matches, and I would just completely binge, just be like, I will make weight tomorrow, like I'll figure out a way, like forget about it. After our last match, we get on the scale and I weigh like, I'm supposed to be 146 the next day and I weigh like 158 or something, like 157, like way over, like way over. And this isn't like water I've absorbed. This is like water sitting in my stomach that I'm like digesting, you know what I mean? And like food that's sitting in my stomach that I'm digesting. Like literally, as soon as I got back to the hotel, I started running in trash bags. I was sitting in the shower with like the shower on. I was sitting in a hot tub. I was cutting weight all night. I was the last person cutting weight. I was on the bike at like 2 a.m. It was so bad. And I was like sitting there with like a trash bag on, just riding the bike, whatever. It gets to like 2:30 and I'm like dead, like exhausted, like completely like about to collapse, right? I'm seeing spots and shit, like some fucked up shit. I get on the scale and I'm like 5 pounds over, and I'm like, fuck. I shower really quick, and like in my room it was freezing cold, okay? And everyone, like, it was freezing cold and everyone was shivering weight. If you guys don't know what shivering weight is, it's like when you sleep in the cold in your underwear, and like you shivering burns more calories than like just floating off normal weight with like sweats on. So everyone was shivering weight except for the person I had to share a bed with, right? Now this kid was a 120 pounder my senior year, weighing like probably 127. And like one thing to note is that like him and someone else on our team weighed about the same, and they both wanted the 126 spot. But like this kid that wrestled 120 always lost, and the kid who wrestled 126 always won. Right? They were both good, but the kid who was beating him hand and foot, you know what I mean? He was like whooping his ass. So this 120 pounder kid, and like he's always like tried to compete with me my whole life. So like he's kind of annoying. He tries to find like anything to fuck with me. Like I get into bed, I'm exhausted. It's like 2 a.m., 2:30. I fall asleep. We gotta wake up at like 6:30 the next day. Like literally an hour later, I kid you not, this kid wakes up our whole room, looks at me dead in the eyes. Stop fucking touching me with your knees. Just like a complete like whiny bitch, you know what I mean? Like I guess he was like curled up in a ball in his blanket, and like I was sleeping, and like because like he was like emitting heat from his body and I was freezing cold, like I guess in my sleep I like kind of drifted over towards him, and my knee started touching like his blanket, like on the outside, and I guess it woke him up. But like I don't know, he made like he woke up the other 2 people in our room, like just by like yelling at me for no reason. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I'll sleep on the floor. I sleep on the floor, wake up 3 pounds. I lost like 2 pounds in the night. I wake up like 3 pounds heavy. We don't get to weigh in until like I'm at the place. and it's like 30 minutes before, so like I immediately start wrestling, I immediately start working out, like busting my ass. I ended up wrestling until they were calling us to line up. You know what I mean? Yeah, you have to line up in your underwear for weigh-ins. And I was like wiping off sweat and shit, like trying to make myself dry with my clothes. Like I had no clue what my weight was. I had no clue what my weight was. My coach knew I was heavy, but like he was pissed. Everyone was pissed. How am I gonna show up heavy? Completely irresponsible. So basically, I'm sitting there and I'm shitting a brick. I step on the scale, and it reads 147.5. I was a pound and a half over still. Still a pound and a half over. That was literally so bad. The look on my coach's face was just like I have never felt like such disappointment just like from myself. Like I cannot believe I just did this. Like if I drank one less Gatorade. If I drank one less Gatorade, I would have made weight. Right? But oh well. Right? The day went on. Everyone wrestled their matches. I was like super pissed. But that night, right? That night, the 126 pounder, the one who always beats the 120, threw a party, right? It was kind of big. There were a lot of people there. I showed up, and like our 120 pounder and his friend, like, and my other friend showed up like later. But like I was outside and we were just chilling. And our 126 pounder looks at me dead in the eyes. He's like, this, and he talks like to a whole bunch of people. He's like, this is how I know everyone from our school is a pussy. He's like, if I make this basket, and he had like a basketball hoop in his pool. He's like, if I make this basket, then you have to punch me in the face. And he was like pointing at me, and like clearly this kid didn't know, like, that I had punched people before and that I didn't give a fuck. Like clearly he had no clue. He was just like expecting me to be some soft ass bitch, right? So he makes the basket, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna punch you. I walk up and I square up really quick. And I guess he wasn't expecting me to like actually punch him, but I fucking throw a straight right, connect right on his jaw, and he gets hit and he's like shook and he's like, what the fuck? And he's like he was already drunk and shit, and he like starts coming at me like he's gonna fight, but, like people get in between us, and I'm like bro, like you literally asked for that. You literally asked me to do that. Like I don't know what you're mad about, but understand that this is the stage that this kid's in. This is like the mindset that this kid's in, right? He's just complete like just acting stupid, right? So my friend, the 120 pounder, and this kid has a bit of an attitude, right? He's always had a bit of an attitude. He's always like had a chip on his shoulder, felt like the whole world was against him and like he deserved something. He gets into the party with my other friend, literally says hi to the 126 pounder, and the 126 pounder is like, hey, what's up? And just pushes his face. Like complete disrespect to this man, his honor, his family, whatever you want to say, just completely disrespected him, right? And our 120 pounder, like out of nowhere, grew some balls of a fucking gorilla, bro. Literally grew some gorilla nuts, and he's like as soon as his face is pushed back, he immediately looks at him square in the eyes, cocks back, and boom, just like. I'm telling you, that man had some thunder in his fingertips that day. That was probably one of the loudest smacks I've heard in my entire life, alright? And that was a real fucking smack. That was like you just fucking, like, that's like something you do to your kid when he fucking steals your car and crashes it. Like, that was some fucked up abusive shit. Like, that was some fucked up shit. Like, and connected just like, boom, like square as fuck. Like he had been wanting to do that shit for a long time. And immediately after that happened, like they both went in to start fucking brawling. But like each side literally picked them up like the little kids that they are and carried them outside. Like, it was fucking perfect. It was perfect. But like the 120 pounder finally got his comeuppance. And I was just watching the whole thing like, oh shit. Like it happened. It literally happened like that. Like that. But yeah, alright, so you guys watch this whole video. If you guys want to enter into my wrestling shoe giveaway, I'm giving away a new pair of wrestling shoes to anyone who is subscribed, comments what kind of shoe they like, likes the video, and shares this on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, make a Twitter. It's super easy. If you guys like my channel, you like my content, then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit me up. I post here as often as I can. I just got a new toy, so I haven't been posting recently. I really like making YouTube videos, but I have other passions and like I work, so I have to like balance my time. Yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.